finished Crazy in Love by Laura Pavlov. It's performed in Duet by Vanessa Vasquez, and if anybody ever tells you that I have a preference for a certain masquerader, you send them this video and how I blanked on his name. It's performed in Duet by Vanessa Vasquez and Jason Clarke. Literally just finished listening to this book. That's all I'm saying. Vanessa and Jason were fantastic. If you're not here for the unhingedness, what are you even here for at this point in the day, the year? Welcome to October. It's Crazy is Bridget and Amelia. Although this can be read as a standalone, I really feel that this book is the payoff for doing the other three books in the series, because all through the series we've had the little tidbits for this inevitable couple, right? Bridger has been the grumpy guy in the family, the guy that has had it out for Amelia, her sunshine personality, and has, you know, been like, she's the person talking about our family, she's the gossip, like, we need to not tell her anything, tell your girlfriends to not divulge anything. And no matter how much she's denied it, he has been steadfast in his beliefs. So going into this, we already have that, and I think you can enjoy this as a standalone and you still get that. But I think if you've done the other books, the build-up has been chef's kiss. So you finally get their book, and of course the start, we're still having that push and pull between them, and she's adamant it's not her and she's gonna prove it to him. And even when she does, he's still like, okay, so it's not you. Way to go. The man does not apologize, and it's like his love language is gift giving. And his gifts get elaborate, and there is one gift. I was howling. I was like, she just wants 2 words, dude. Why would you do this? And it was just so funny, and I loved the way Laura balanced the humour with the push and pull between them, the tension, but also the actual really serious topics that come up in this book, with the grief and trauma that Bridget deals with, and the parental trauma that Amelia is dealing with. And it's a really interesting combination, and I thought it was handled really well. There's this lovely trip to Paris, and I think showcasing that and how their relationship shifted, and that shift in that relationship, and him really witnessing what she was experiencing with her family. And I think that really impacted him, seeing that, because his family is just so polar opposite. And I think it was so good for her to see his family and to be a part of that. I don't know if it's something that's going to tie in later, but there's a mention of an author throughout this book, and it got to the point where I was like, is this a paid partnership? Because I was like, is this a real author? Is this a made-up author? Like, why do they keep mentioning it? And it was a little bit excessive. But other than that, that was literally my only sort of negative to it. Everything else, the kids were awesome, and both Vanessa and Jason's kid voices were superb. The way Bridget is so grumpy, but when you see him with his niece, it's like heart melting. And I loved that this book wasn't a oh, it's all fine, everything's good. He had to work on himself because he really did sabotage his relationship and needed to really get to the root as to why he was doing that and the trauma. And as somebody with an adopted child who has been talking so much about pre-birth trauma and trauma impacting children even when they grow up in a happy, healthy family, I loved that it showcased how he was still impacted as an adult, things that were not really anything to do with him, but that he dealt with due to his start in life. And so I really, really loved that inclusion to it. There is an absolutely hilarious proposal scene for external characters, and yeah, fantastic. This is a duet narration, and I think production wise it was great. No major like pauses or anything of note. Vanessa Vasquez is fantastic. I love her. So when I saw she was on this, I was like, yes. As Amelia, I was like, she is the perfect voice. The whole sunshine personality presenting outwards to people, but that internally has more going on and dealing with things with the family. I think the way that was voiced was done so incredibly well and really showed the layers to her character, and I thought Vanessa just did such an incredible job with that. And Jason as Grumpy Bridger, I mean, yes, just yes. He nailed it. I was like, yep, I can see this. I think the switching between him being so grumpy with pretty much everybody to this sweetheart with his niece, that shift was done so brilliantly that it was almost like, is this the same dude? And I think that really came across so well. Together, I thought they vibed really well. I don't know how it was recorded, whether they were together on a Zoom or whether it was spliced together, but their voices seemed to gel really well, and it seemed like they were going back and forth, whether or not they were or not. And the banter came across well regardless. Highly recommend listening to it. Yeah, definitely one to check out.